Hi, I'm Michael Borgia, and we're on the road to the Republican State Convention in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. In just a few days, you and me and 342 other delegates just like us are going to select our next Republican congressman. The establishment has given us our usual choice of candidates. Old money, old ideas, Washington insiders who serve Reagan and Clinton because they themselves believe in nothing. Then there's Kevin Wade, a campaign that started in a frigid courthouse on a 15-degree morning in January, where there were more campaign volunteers than there were spectators, and there weren't a lot of campaign volunteers either. To see how a campaign that has grown from virtually nothing to a juggernaut that has captured national attention, we took a little road trip to talk to real volunteers giving real time to the effort. Come on, let's take a ride. The big difference between Republican campaigns and Democratic campaigns is often at the front door level. Who knocks on those doors? For Republicans, it's all about the volunteers. Volunteers that self-funding candidates often struggle to find because they themselves take all the energy out of their own effort by promising that their money can deliver everything. Axiom Strategies' John Morelli explains.
Democrat self-funders are often able to win primarily on the basis that they pay an army of professionals. It doesn't work the same way for Republicans. Republicans have to motivate and invigorate an army of volunteers. Self-funded Republicans actually demotivate people because people are led under the assumption that with their money, they are able to organize.
So off we go. Some of our team were with us on that bitterly cold morning in January. Others joined us as we went along. But all of us believe we're a part of something special, and none of us are earning a dime for our efforts. So come on, let's meet the Wade team.
Well, I met Kevin at a 912 Delaware's Patriots meeting. He was introduced to me by a friend, and I was totally convinced with his honesty and integrity. The first time that I met him, I wasn't convinced that he would be the best one for the U.S. Congress at that particular time.
I met Kevin Wade at a coffee, was the first time I met him, and he spoke collectively to the group. I also, at that coffee, got a hold of him personally and had a personal conversation with him.
Like many others, I was looking for, I quote, the perfect candidate. And I really wanted to be sure because we've been duped. The American people have been duped so many times. But the second time I met Kevin at a monthly GOP meeting here in Sussex County, I was totally convinced that this guy was who he says he was, and what I like to say, the real deal.
I'm supporting Kevin Wade for Congress because he's an everyday American. He represents the same principles and values that me and my family stand for and live by every day.
I'm going to make a covenant.
I read his covenant with the people, that he had self-imposed term limits, and I had never seen anybody that would actually admit to that.
I will limit myself to 3 terms and no more.
I would support Kevin Wade as a candidate for Congress because he is a small businessman who knows the people. He is there to help.
He understands what it's like to not be sure how you're going to be able to pay your mortgage or your grocery bill. He understands what it's like to balance a budget.
I will never co-sponsor a bill that overreaches the constitutional limits on the powers of the federal government. I will never vote for a bill that weakens the authority and intent of the Bill of Rights, including the Second Amendment.
He's a self-made businessman. He's not a politician. He shares the same core values that I do. He would never overreach the Constitution, which I would.
Kevin is very pro-Second Amendment, he's pro-Constitution, and he's pro-life.
I am an engineer. I fix things.
He is very dedicated to the workforce of a small business.
He always has the same message, and he's consistent, and he listens to you, unlike some of the other candidates. You can tell when you're talking to Kevin that he's processing what you have to say, he understands what you have to say, and he is doing this for you, for me, for America, not for a political career.
businessman and a problem solver, and I feel like I trust him. And I have not had that feeling in many, many years. I really trust
He's
him.
a leader of men and women. He's a natural leader, and he comes from the working class. He didn't start out wealthy. He didn't fund his own campaign like the other candidates. He got his donations from working class people. Sometimes $1 at a time, sometimes 20 or 50. You know, and those are the kind of people that are jumping on board to campaign for him.
And so there you have it. Real people, in their own real words, from one end of Delaware to the other. Now you understand what we mean when we say, we only send one. Let's send one of us. Let's send Kevin Wade to Congress. On the road to the Republican State Convention, I'm Michael Borgia. I'll see you in Rehoboth.